Responding to concerns about his wage shake-up proposal, former National Wages Council Chairman Professor Lim Chong Yah explained that low-wage workers in Singapore have been grossly underpaid due to the influx of foreign workers. Expressing his views in a Business Times contribution on Tuesday, Professor Lim said that low-wage workers here are underpaid by more than 100% of their pay when compared with their counterparts in Hong Kong, Japan and Australia. However, Professor Lim's wage restructuring proposal continues to draw criticism.
Recently, we all have been reading today's papers as well, the ongoing discussion about the need for a wage restructuring, a wage revolution to close the income gap in Singapore. Let me be quite clear. The fact is, we all want to uplift the wages of the low-wage workers, especially at the lower end. What seems clear to me is that in spite of the economic difficulties of the last decade, our economic approach, while not perfect, has not been too bad. But we are, I think, rightfully, and we should be unhappy at the levels of our low-wage earners. We have said it before, some of the wages earned within certain sectors are quite unacceptable. And we are, and have been talking about it, and many of you here have been working on it as well, for quite a while. How do we uplift the wages for our low-wage workers? So we intend to address this quite robustly, but we need to also do it sensibly, so that we do not also, at the same time, adversely affect our economy, because that can happen. And when that is affected, you can also in turn affect all Singaporeans and workers as well. So let us tread carefully. Economic restructuring doesn't come just by raising wages alone.
Mr. Tan shared his views during his keynote address at the Ministry of Manpower Work Plan Seminar 2012 on Tuesday. Speaking on the sidelines of the same event, President of the Singapore National Employers Federation, Stephen Lee, said that Professor Lim's proposal was not quite workable.
Professor Lim has again highlighted this issue, which we agree. But Professor Lim's proposed solution, we think it's not quite workable because he concentrated very much on the wage level. So we think that's only one aspect of the formula, and it will not work without taking into consideration the competitiveness and the flexibility of the market. When you push up the bottom and then you cap the top, it may not be workable because companies are very worried about losing their top talents. And if companies will tell the top talent that for the next 3 years there will be no wage increase, and the top talent may very well move next door.
Mr. Lee said that the artificial wage increase in the 1970s did not work well for the following reasons. 1, it was not sustainable and cannot be switched off after 3 years. And 2, foreign investors who chose Singapore as a business location do not react well to shock treatments.
So I think on these two reasons, I think it is not quite workable, although the objective to try to raise the wages of the low-wage worker, that one we concur, and this is something that we need to do something about. And we cannot completely leave the low-wage workers' wages to market, because as a group, their bargaining power is not very strong. So, but the tripartite partners will be looking at how best to address this, but in a more stable and sustainable way.
For more on reactions and responses to Professor Lim Chong Yah's wage proposal, watch our other clips.